a staycation free your mind from the monotony of our daily routines? In this episode of BEA Conversations, we've checked into Marina Bay Sands to rest and reconnect with our mind, body and soul. We wanted to switch off from busyness by retuning our senses into the surroundings. Are we really what we eat? Before delving into one of Singapore's favorite pastimes, Chef Joshua Brown gave us some insights into Marina Bay Sands' 2020 focus on sustainable food.
What a beautiful setting. We are sitting amongst your beautiful herb garden.
Yeah, we've got actually a very large selection. This is just a portion of it. It goes on for a couple other areas, as you can see. But yeah, it's an area that we get to pull from and play with different product and incorporate into our menu.
How do you incorporate sustainable ingredients in your menu design?
So I mean, for quite a time, we've been very focused on sustainability. Just for, from a culinary perspective, it's a smart decision. From a business perspective and a global perspective, it's a great idea. So we incorporate everything we can that we can get regionally or locally into our menu. We have sustainable ingredients across the whole property.
Oh wow!
Some restaurants are outperforming other restaurants just based on their concepts. But we do try to incorporate everything where we can. One of our more popular items is our salt-crusted barramundi. We get locally sourced barramundi, bake it in salt, served here at Rise Restaurant. But we also do incorporate the herbs from the garden and stuff into our mocktail program and our cocktail program. It's not necessarily just food focused 100%, which is I don't want to say it's uncommon, but it's not widely talked about how mocktails and bar programs can also incorporate sustainable items.
We know that last year there was a huge focus on impossible meal items. So tell us a little bit about that journey.
So we were one of the first in Singapore, or at least large integrated resorts as well, to carry impossible. So when they first introduced it to me, I was a little skeptical, to be honest. But once I tried it, it performed surprisingly well. I was like, wow. And then I started, asking my guests. I said, hey, do you want to try one versus a beef one to see if you could tell the difference? I'm not going to tell you. And I would say 99% of them couldn't tell the difference. The other 1% probably just got lucky. But it was definitely something that, like I said, I was apprehensive at first. So I approached it as an ingredient, and it performed really well. It's a good ingredient, in my opinion.
Can I ask why? I mean, there's been a lot of talk about eating sustainable ingredients of food is good for our well-being. Why is that so?
So I came from Southern California. We always grew stuff. I grew up. My grandparents grew stuff. So it was always just. When we first started talking to sustainability, it was I don't want to say it was confusing to me. It just was natural for me. So I was confused at why don't people do this to begin with. So it's better for the environment, which is better if the earth and the environment is doing well. By default, we're going to do well. If it's performing poorly, it's going to affect us. And on top of that, just from a freshness point of view, product usually does taste better when it's sustainably raised and farmed. Because it comes from a more local and regional source rather than being flown around the world. It's the fact that it positively impacts the environment, it in turn positively impacts us.
After a speedy check into our luxurious accommodation room and a moment's rest, we were on our way to experience the award-winning taste at Mott 32. According to Chef Josh, the restaurant practices ethical sourcing by using organic and sustainable ingredients where possible, and our menu was simply delectable. Mott 32's signature cut of the applewood roasted 42 days Peking duck had our palate dancing with joy. We felt the comforting warmth of the poached garoupa fillet with Sichuan pepper broth. And who can resist the king prawns cooked in black pepper, garlic, and soy sauce. A quick post-dinner stroll around the bay, and it was time to call it a night. Our health is our wealth. Nothing beats starting a day with a run in nature. After a healthy breakfast, we secure an appointment at Apple Marina Bay Sands before plugging our AirPods into some Zen soundtrack for a meditative exploration around Art Science Museum. Planet or Plastic is an exhibition by National Geographic at the museum. Over 70 powerful photographs and videos are used to challenge us to responsibly reduce, reuse, recycle, and refuse single-use plastic products. Do you know that these architectural features have sustainable functionalities? We ended our staycation with a meal at DB Bistro and Oyster Bar by Daniel Balut. First up, DB's signature sustainable seafood platter and a glass of champagne to celebrate life and well-being. We then plowed our taste buds into some hearty dishes and sweetened our experience with a couple of yummy desserts. Yes, we are rested and ready to face the world again.